As conversations around diversity, equity, and inclusion continue to evolve, the city of Bloomington is taking a proactive step with an upcoming symposium aimed at turning ideas into action. Joining us is Michael Hurt, host of the upcoming Inclusion and Access Compliance Symposium happening next Tuesday. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much for coming in. So let's start with the big picture. Why is this symposium important right now, not just for organizations, but the entire community?
Actually, when this current administration did the executive order back in January outlawing DEI and all initiatives surrounding it, we actually had to pivot in terms of being a community of HR and DEI professionals to not work against the executive order, but to work within it and still try to accomplish our goals for equity and inclusion.
What did that pivot look like?
It looks like a lot of us have already spent a lot of money on these initiatives, putting a lot of things into place, and it really wasn't economically feasible to drop them. Some of us were in the hiring process for certain individuals, so we really had to concentrate on inclusion and making sure that the people we hired really were the best candidates for the job, and there was no diversity or inclusion included in the hiring of these individuals. It was all merit-based.
Nice. So the theme is navigating inclusion, bridging divides in a shifting landscape. Explain what that means and what kind of conversations the attendees can expect.
Right. Well, the executive order prompted, of course, a plethora of litigation all over the country. So what do we do in the meantime? I mean, all of these things are going through the courts, but we've still got to run our businesses. We've still got to hire. We've still got to keep, especially our protective services, police and fire. We've got to keep these going, keep people hired. So in the meantime, what do we do to keep everybody on the right side of the executive order? And that is what we're doing. And the executive order actually gave us an out. There's an old trope that has been out since affirmative action that women and minorities were being hired, replacing white people who were more qualified for the job. I've been in this over 25 years and I have never seen that. So the opposite of that trope is you hire the person who is most qualified for the job, regardless of their protected class status, their race, any of that. And that's what that's been my experience, what we've always done. So in the meantime, that's what we will continue really to do what we've always done. It's been merit-based hiring, merit-based promotion, and we look at what that person brings to the table in terms of education and experience and what they can do for our particular organizations.
And you know what, with that executive order and the way things have been going under the current administration, some people are actually eager to support DEI, and of course that comes with education, but they don't know where to start.
Right.
So what practical tools are they going to receive at this symposium?
One thing we are going to concentrate on is inclusion. It makes no sense how much diversity initiatives you have out there in terms of trying to get these people in. Someone likened it to being invited to a dance, but nobody asked you to dance. So what we have been experiencing is we get diverse candidates in, we get women in positions, but then they don't last long. You need to make these people feel included, and that is one of our main sessions, and we have an excellent presenter for that one. You want to make them feel, this is my job, I'm really glad to be here. I'm not here because I check off a box or two.
Nice. And you know what, the symposium actually features some pretty great speakers and some breakout sessions. So can you highlight some of the topics and the speakers that are going to be there?
Oh, absolutely. We have got our own councilman, Dr. Andre Allen. He is going to close out our session. So we're expecting him to come in his usual Andre Allen style. And it should be a whole big cheerleading session by the time it's over with. We've got from Illinois State, Dr. Doris Houston, Dr. Byron Craig, from Illinois Wesleyan, Dr. Dekisa Pena, and also from Illinois State University, a good friend of mine, Dr. Touré Reed. And these people have all volunteered their time to come in and do the symposium. So just to show you how important it is in our community, we've got great people from the community who stepped up to help us in this effort.
And just to be clear, I really want to drive this point home. This symposium is for everybody, not just HR professionals or business leaders, right?
Absolutely. And that is demonstrated by the people who so far signed up to be participants. We've got them coming from all segments of the community.
So for those who work underneath DEI and they had to learn to pivot, what advice do you have in regards to navigating next steps in this current day and age?
My advice to them would be make sure you check all your boxes in terms of that person being the most qualified for the position or for the promotion or whatever it is. And also make sure your inclusion efforts are really up to snuff. Like you say, you don't want this to be just an exercise in futility. Once you get these wonderful people in who are qualified to do their job, make sure you keep them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. It sounds like it's going to be a great symposium packed with tons of information that people can utilize.
Absolutely.